Taking a quick look at Bitcoin here, we did break this green uptrending level of support to the downside, so I'm going to be changing it to red as it will likely be acting as resistance in the next move we have up. My previous video I was talking about this descending wedge. They are usually bullish patterns, but you can see here that we had a fake out to the upside and then traded lower. And generally, like I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my previous video, but generally when you move towards the apex, these patterns usually fail. Now, this green candle was likely because of the Fed meeting, but they really didn't announce anything that significant. If we take a look at the dollar index or the dollar strength index, you can see that it looks like we're trying to break out of this red box of resistance, which isn't a great sign. I mentioned before that Bitcoin doesn't necessarily have to be inversely correlated to the dollar strength index, but again, it's not great that we're continuing to move up here. Quick look at the Ichimoku as well as the EMA ribbon. We've been testing the red ribbon quite a bit throughout this range, but ultimately it's starting to send us lower. The Ichimoku cloud is green on the daily, but it's really not offering us much insight, so we can probably ignore it for now. The 4-hourly chart is showing something kind of similar, other than the Ichimoku cloud here. You can see that, again, we have been testing the EMA ribbon quite substantially throughout this move to the downside, having a few fake outs as well, but ultimately we keep getting stopped out in the Ichimoku cloud, which isn't great. That means this is a trending move to the downside. Taking a look at the Fear and Greed Index, is printed at 22. We've been down here for quite some time, ever since the beginning of April, so we should be seeing somewhat of a move to the upside soon. As you can see here, it does last some time before we see a move, but we eventually see a move out of this. So some things up here, I'm going to remove this descending wedge as if we have invalidated it. And ultimately, this green box is probably going to be our next move. Could very well see something like this where we retest this zone of resistance as resistance and then continue moving down. There really isn't that much support below us. We might find a bounce at one of these wicks, but as I mentioned before, we're probably going to see a move down to this green box, which is around 29 to 30K. If somehow this is a fake out, which it's not really looking like it in my opinion, but if it is, again, we really need to trade above this red box of resistance and break this previous high here, which is sitting around $48,000. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so, as I'll try to post content daily. As always, this is not financial advice. I'll see you in the next one.